Hey y'all, it's your girl Fed. It's probably been a little bit over a week that I have not posted a video. I'm sorry about that. This week was finals week. I'm officially done. I was done Wednesday, which was yesterday, and I'm so happy. So I'm done with the semester until spring semester, which is starting towards the end of January, but I'm happy about that. Don't mind. I'm not even gonna point out because then they're gonna start looking. So I ain't gonna say nothing. But yeah, just wanted to give an update with what's going on and everything. And today, I probably when I post this video, I'll probably post 2 videos in one day. Since I've been behind a little bit. But I just want to say thank you guys for being patient with me. For those who sit there and watch my videos, the whole thing, I like super duper crappa appreciate it. I don't know how to say that word, but you're out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so this video I'm going to talk about a little bit more about how I decided that I wanted to be a principal. A lot of people asked me that question a lot, and I also had to do for one of my classes a project, like a presentation, and they asked you like, what are you doing or whatever, and how did you get to where you want to become. So I'm gonna tell y'all. So as y'all know, I had changed my major 3 times. Yes, 3. Uno, dos, tres. And yeah, I changed it 3 times before I got to childhood education. My first major was communications. And to be honest with y'all, 75% of why I picked communications was to be a news anchor. And 75% of that reason was I just wanted to be on TV. I mean, well, look at this face, you know? But I really just wanted to be on TV, to be honest, like, to be real with you. I mean, also too, like, to see the stories, I wanted to be like Robin. I was actually on Good Morning America. It was for like a little good 10 seconds. I don't know if you guys know Ginger from ABC7. She's a meteorologist on there, and she said my name and everything. I went with my Ascend group when I was in sophomore year of high school, which was pretty cool. I also too, my mentor, she had took me to Fox News, and we did a tour of that, which was pretty dope. But from knowing, like, getting into it and understanding the business, and even watching like certain documentaries on it or videos about, media journalists, it is a type of a cutthroat business. Most people who did make it to the top, they done some things to make it to the top. I'm not saying everybody did, but many people have. And I just felt like that's not the type of person I am, individual. So I was like, hey, y'all can have it. I don't want to do that. So when I left college, left Buff State, and I went back home, I really did not know what I wanted to major in. And I did not want to go to college and major in liberal arts. I did not want to take any up time or have to be there any longer for not knowing what major I wanted to do. So I had my grandmother, she suffers with diabetes. So like her legs swell up a lot. So, me being the great granddaughter that I am, she would ask for me to give her a massage, and I would massage her legs or whatever for her to help the swelling go down. She's like, oh my God, you have these great hands. You should think about being a physical therapist or whatever. And yes, physical therapy is not just about, giving massages or help elevating the blood circulation. You're doing other stuff, but that is one, I don't want to say tool, but one quality you should have, with doing physical therapy. And so I was like, whatever, they pay well, I can do it. I can either do it in the hospitals, or I can like even work for a sport team or something. So I was like, why not? Let's give it a shot. So I'm there, and I took some classes or whatever, but I just like, it just wasn't what I really wanted to do. And then also too, with physical therapy, you're kind of a doctor, but you're not a doctor, I don't think. But when I was growing up, a lot of times everyone, I think because since I wore glasses and I was quiet, oh, she's going to be the doctor. That's the doctor right there. You see her? And I not want to be no daggone doctor at all. Like, at all. Like, I never was a kid who brought a doctor toys or anything, or had the white coat on. No, I never want to be a doctor. But me being shy, I never said anything, you know, because everyone always assumed that. You know, that was not all I wanted to do. It wasn't because I just didn't want to do that many years of school to become a doctor. I'm just like, it's not me. I barely like science. I barely can remember big words. I can barely remember 4-letter words, you know, so I'm not doing all of that. I wasn't. So then I was just like, I don't really want to do this. I don't want to be physical therapy. So then after that, I was like, oh, let me do marketing, public relations. And I just thought I wanted to do it because it sounds fancy, you know, to have something like that on your resume, or just to say, ooh, you're a publicist, you know. But then I was just like, I kept finding myself struggling, like, with all these things. I was looking at it from more of like a, what's the word for it? What's the word for it? Like an image thing. And it wasn't more of like, what am I passionate about? What am I dedicated about? So I've always been a person that I feel like I'm an advocate for a lot of people. I have a big old mouth. Not in a bad way, but like if I see someone bullying someone, I'm gonna say something. And everyone who knows me knows that. If I see someone suffering, I'm gonna help them. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I've always liked to be an advocate for people. So I was narrowing the options. Like, okay, maybe you could be a lawyer. That's cool and all, but I'm not doing all of that work. I'm not doing that. I'm tired of school. And for me to do I just can't. I can't. And, you know, I always thought it'd be cool to be a lawyer, but I don't know. I feel like, too, that's a little iffy career to go into. You know what I mean? And then, what else? Social worker. My mom, she was a social worker for a couple of years. But from her being a social worker, I seen more of like the bad. And I mean, it was a balance of both the bad and good about being a social worker. But like, I don't think I would want that much added stress of being like, you know, that's you putting yourself in another person's life. And like some of the things my mom shared me, or if I've seen other people going through, that's a lot to take in, you know. And then I was thinking, teaching. You know, there's my aunt is a teacher. She's higher than a teacher now. I don't know the name of her position, but I think she's been doing it over 20 something years, maybe close to 30 now, because I think she's gonna retire soon. But she's a teacher, and you know, from her, I've never seen her feel too, you know, stressed about her career. You know, of course, she said, you know, kids will be kids. You know, you have good kids, you have disrespectful kids. But it seemed like she enjoyed it. You know, for someone to do or have a career for that long, it must be beneficial. You know what I'm saying? And then my uncle, he was going to be a principal assistant or principal, if he did pass away. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. And, you know, I was thinking, okay, maybe that's what I could do. At first I was like, okay, I think I'll be a guidance counselor. But then I was like, I think I want to be a principal. Because I feel like, you know, even though with a principal, they're not so much, from what I've seen experience, they're not so much one-on-one, hands-on with their students. But I want to change that. I want to be the principal that every student that rolls up in my building, I know their name. I know what they're here for. I know what they like, you know. And even if that means me spending extra hours at work to get complete done so I can spend time with students, I'm going to do that. Because I feel like in school, you know, I went to a pretty great high school, I would feel like. Yes, they had some moments when it was just, But I feel like the people who were there at that school, the teachers, the staffing, you know, the administration people, they were awesome. You know, I feel like they really cared for the students. Maybe it was a little bit fewer people who weren't, but majority of them were there for the students. And I feel like, you know, with the personality I have, big personality, bubbly, you know, I'm always, you know, And I think I would be a dope principal someday. Of course, you know, being a principal, I do have to teach for 3 years. And then I have to go back for a little bit more schooling and certain certificates. But I think I'm doing it. And I think for the first time forever, I really feel like a drive. Like, I really feel passionate about it. Like, before, I was just doing whatever to do. You know, and I was thinking of it for all the wrong reasons. And now I really think in this point in time, I'm really like, okay, I think I want to do this. And I think I'll be a pretty dope principal too. Okay. So I'm happy that, you know, I've came to this point. and was able to know what I really wanted to do, because honestly, it's not an easy thing to just figure out, because like literally, like, it sounds crazy, but like your ideas and changes and who you are as a person changes every day. You know, you might wake up today and you say, oh my God, I love art. Then you might wake up tomorrow and be like, I don't want to do this no more. You know, you never know what it is. So I feel like I'm glad that I was able to find something that I felt like, you know, even though I'm waking up the next day, I still have in my mind that I still want to be a principal. You know, I don't think I haven't said yet to anyone, I don't think I'm going to be a principal. I don't think I like that idea. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy I found that. But I just want to tell you guys, like, people who out there who change their majors multiple times, or if you're out there thinking about changing your major, you know, don't just jump the gun and switch. You know, find things that you are passionate about. If it's being like, say for instance, you love music, but you're like, I'm not gonna be a singer because that's like one in a like million time chance. There's so many things you could do with that though. You could be a music teacher, you could be a producer, you could be a songwriter. And many of the times the people in the background, you know, they may not get as paid as those stars, but they get a good amount of money and they're more happier too, being less in the spotlight. You get what I'm saying? Or if you're someone who, I don't know, you love animals, but you don't want to be a veterinarian. Okay, if you ever learn about animals, study them, you know, evolution, there we go, of animals, whatever. But I would say take your time, you know, definitely contact and talk to people who can help you, if that's your admissions office, if that's different majors. You know, there's people out there that are kind people that will help you. Also doing your own research, I would say. I did a lot of my own research, and also from what I've known to help me decide what I wanted to do. And yeah, and I want to say one last thing. You are paying for college. So that means if you want to switch your major 18 times, I don't know if that's possible, then do it. Because you don't want to end up sticking to something that you're miserable. You don't know why you spent 4 years, even plus if you're going to get your master's, on something you don't care. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's hard a lot of times to not listen to others people's opinion, because that's very hard to do as human beings. But I always say, and I do this all the time, I tell everybody, listen to your gut feeling. That thing would never steer you wrong. Because I would tell you, it's been times I ain't listened to my gut and I was in situations I should have not been in. But listen to your gut feelings, because it will never steer you wrong. And yes, people are some people have families that are like, oh, you have to be a doctor. Okay, if you feel like that's not best for you, one thing I learned, that family, they'll love you, okay? And if you show them and prove to them why you picked what you did and why it's beneficial for you, they can't say nothing. Like, they can't. They can't. So, you know, follow your gut. That's one. And two, you paying for college. You paying. And this stuff is not cheap at all. So take your time and what you want to do. You know, there is no rush. Like, people know I'm a sophomore and I'm 21. And some people consider me as a big sophomore. But I'm happy. I went back to school and not many people can say they didn't. So take your time in this process. School ain't going nowhere, trust me. But that's all, my loves. This video is a little bit long. So it's everything. And I'm so happy to be getting back to doing videos since I have some more free time because school is over. Yes.